The third mistake would be not linking the ideas properly. So again, if you look at this question, right, I'm sharing one example paragraph. So you go through it, read it, identify what are the good points about it and what are the bad points about it in terms of coherence and cohesion. So first thing I want you to look at is one of the criteria we have here is coherence and cohesion, where examiners consider your text's organization while evaluating its coherence and cohesiveness score. So a coherent writing means it's logical and it's easy to understand, whereas a cohesive text would mean it's efficiently organized and there are a lot of sufficient linker words that keep the writing integrated. Now, this is accomplished by avoiding repetition and by using appropriate paragraphs, appropriate linkers, and referencing. Now, if you look at this paragraph, the one that I've shared in the chat, see, it reads, if children watch television at school, their interaction with the teacher will be limited. So I'm using there to refer to children. Now, this is one of the ways in which you can use referencing. Second line, if you read, after the academics, teachers also teach a variety of other subjects and they can adapt to the students' level and encourage kids to learn. Another point you note here, I'm using they as a pronoun to to refer to teachers, and then I am not repeating the words like children. First, we use the word children, then we use the word students, then we use the word kids. So we are not repeating words. After that, we have a linker word. Since we are adding more ideas to the same paragraph, we can include reinforces such as moreover, furthermore, besides that. Here we have used besides that. So the point here, which we need to remember, is a variety of linking words have to be used. Each sentence should logically follow the previous one. There should be a connection between ideas. If the ideas lack connection, that would also give you a lower band score in coherence and cohesion. You should also use referencing clearly and correctly. Referencing again, use of pronoun, use of synonyms so that you avoid repeating words, repeating phrases, right? So when you're using referencing, make sure it's correctly used. Do not include incorrect pronouns because that would even in that case, it would backfire. So this is a third mistake. Now, the fourth mistake would be not including relevant details. Now, for this, let's change the question a bit. Now, the question, we're keeping the topic same. It is children can learn effectively by watching television. Therefore, they should be encouraged to watch television both at home and at school. So the question again is children can learn effectively by watching television. Therefore, they should be encouraged to watch television, both at home and at school. The question reads, do the advantages of this outweigh the disadvantages? So the question remains the same. We have just changed the demand. Now the question is not to what extent do you agree or disagree. Now they're asking, do the advantages outweigh the disadvantages? So now the question is, what exactly they're asking is, would pushing kids to watch TV at home and at school help them learn better, or is it more advantageous, right? So it is still an opinion question because you're supposed to take side. But what we need to keep in mind here is that we have to talk about both the things, positives and negatives, positives, advantages, and disadvantages. Because in the question they've asked, do the advantages outweigh the disadvantages? So we have to include both the things. One more thing, in the question, if you see, you look for plurals, it says, do the advantages outweigh disadvantages? So these are plural. So that would be a mistake if you include only one advantage or one disadvantage. We should include at least two. Now, if you're favoring advantages more, if you say that benefits of this are more than drawbacks, then you try to write, you write at least 3 points, three benefits and two drawbacks. But if you say that disadvantages or drawbacks are more, so you write three drawbacks and two benefits. So whatever side you're favoring, you write one extra point for that. If you're saying benefits are more, one extra point for advantages. If you're saying drawbacks are more, then you write one extra point for drawbacks. Consider the case, let's say instead of responding to this question, if I start my body paragraph discussing the reasons why children watch TV, right? If I just start out by giving some reasons, for example, children get bored, and in order to escape boredom or loneliness, they resort to watching TV. Now, in this case, what happens if I include any such detail? My response will obtain a lower band score in task response because information is not focused. Now, this is irrelevant details. So, all the details that you include in your response, they should be relevant. They should respond to the question fully. If you make these type of mistakes, uh, these type of mistakes usually happen when you read questions casually. So if you make these type of mistakes, they would lead to a lower band score. So remember to read the question carefully. Do not make this silly mistake. One last point for today here is not one more mistake that people commonly make is not having a conclusion. Now, suppose there are two cases, there can be two possible cases. If you run out of time and cannot finish the conclusion, or if you do not write the conclusion, you have written only three paragraphs, no conclusion. Now, in both of these cases, what happens? You get a 5 band only in task response, one of the criteria. Along with that, suppose your essay also lacks progression. Now, that would mean that you're getting not more than 5 band in coherence and cohesion. So if you got 5 band in task response and coherence and cohesion, despite getting 8 band in grammar and the other criteria, that is lexical resource. So you got 2.8 and 2.5. So overall writing task to band score will still be limited to 6.5 only. So I hope you understand the importance of understanding these criteria. You have to prioritize completing the task. If you do not complete it, we are not going to get more than a 5 band. Also, remember to write or achieve the minimum word count. If you do not write at least 250 words, then too you're not going to get more than a 5 band. So these are all the mistakes that we must remember to avoid in order to get a higher band score. If you make any of these mistakes, then definitely it will adversely affect your overall writing task band score. So, once again, a quick recap for all the 5 mistakes. The first mistake we looked at was not answering the question fully. For that, always remember to read the questions, analyze it, highlight important keywords, and remember to include the relevant parts of it. Another mistake was not keeping your opinion clear. So, if it is an opinion question, you should always make sure that your opinion statement is crystal clear. It should not be ambiguous. Third mistake, not linking the ideas properly. For that, variety of linker words should be there, pronouns should be there, referencing should be there, and no repetition. Remember this. Fourth mistake, not including relevant details. Anything irrelevant, anything which is not focused on the topic would lead to a lower band score. So identify the question, remember to first read it in detail, understand the demand, and then only start writing. First make a plan and then write. Do not start writing after just casually reading it once. And the last mistake was not including a conclusion. If you do not include a conclusion paragraph, we are not going to get a good band score. We'll be limited to only a 5 band or 6 band because TR will get only 5. And if it lacks progression, that too will get only a 5 band. So overall 6.5, even if we get 8 in other two. So these are the types of mistakes we need to avoid. Now, if you want to find more information on this, you can go to our YouTube channel, Leverage IELTS, and you can subscribe by clicking on the bell icon for regular updates regarding IELTS preparation. Also, there is a toll-free number that will connect you to one of the counselors that they will help you if you need to book a slot or maybe if you need to enroll for IELTS training program. The number is 1-800-572130. I'll repeat 1-800-572130. So let us conclude here. I hope you have learned some valuable points. I really enjoyed talking to each one of you. Thank you for coming to today's session. Thank you, everyone. Have a good day.